Hello, everyone. Today is October 13th, 2021. I'm here with Keeon Sarlak. Keeon is a content creator, aspiring comedian. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Keeon.
Of course.
So, how did you decide to become a content creator and put media into the public?
Um, well, I've always had like a tough time figuring out what I wanted to do. So I remember when I was like probably 13, I wrote my first rap song with my buddies. One was my brother, one was a buddy of mine, and we put the song out, and it was actually really cool. And I just thought, okay, maybe I can do something along these lines. I was rapping for a little bit. That was a lot of fun for me. I made some songs with kids in high school. Um, and then Vine came around and I started doing Vine. And that was my first taste of like becoming viral in a sense, where I did a lot of Persian skits. I kind of just like playing around with the culture and stuff. And it blew up on Facebook more than it did on Vine. Like I remember getting like near 25,000 likes, tons of views, and I was way too young and immature to grasp any of it. Like I could have taken off with it for sure, but I just didn't really have one. I didn't have the support around me that like I would have liked at the time, um, and I stopped. So I stopped creating content. I was really inconsistent with content. I put some out on Instagram here and there, but it just wasn't the same. And then TikTok came around about for me, I started TikTok around like April 2020 during the pandemic, and it was so much fun. And I just kept going and going, and I really wasn't gaining any traction, but I just thought, the more you do it, the more you're going to get better, and here we are now.
Nice. And how have you come on TikTok? How far have you come?
I'm near 50,000 followers right now.
That's
Um,
huge.
yeah, but I mean, I should have more. But
What's
I
the
know I'm
reason?
I know
w-
I'm being greedy, but I would say the reason I sorry for cutting you off, but
No.
I would say the reason is I make a lot of my content's versatile. So a lot of people on
Yes.
TikTok make a lot of the same stuff,
Yes.
and people like consistency in content. In today's age, I don't know. I don't know. It's just once you have like more than two or three characters, people kind of get turned off by that. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. And also, some of my videos have been banned for just like crossing the line, crossing the TikTok community rules and the guidelines. So that's also something that's hindering my following. But I'm not gonna like the other day a video of mine got taken down. I appealed it, they restored it. Another video got taken down. I appealed it, they didn't restore that one. So like it's a battle every single day. It's tough.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, what kind of content is this that they're banning?
It doesn't even matter. Like it's kind of like specific words that you say. Like I made a video of this girl on the toilet the other day, and it was kind of like this scene where she had just been cheated on, and she's yakking her brains out. And he goes, "He fucked her. I can't believe he fucked her. I knew he was fucking her." And they took off the video due to sexual activity and nudity.
Oh,
There
really?
was no nudity in the video, but I guess the when I said he fucked her, that was considered sexual activity, and they took it off.
Oh, wow. And so that's one that you appealed, but they didn't
That's one I
give.
appealed, and they didn't restore it.
Okay. And what about one that you did appeal and they did restore it?
There's this one video the other day. Like sometimes it's like a false report because someone's reporting your video. TikTok's not going to
Yes.
find it. Someone's going to report it, and then
Every
TikTok
time.
automatically takes it down unless you try and restore unless you try and appeal the video, and then they'll look at it and then they'll restore it if they feel like the report had no grounds, if that makes sense. So the video that got restored was this video of me. I have this one character. He's like this drug addict, and he's an asshole. He's a complete piece of shit, and people love this guy. This is the video that completely took me off on TikTok. Um, and I have this spin where I bring in Batman. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I'll bring in Batman, and I'll just have Batman in the background with this really deep voice,
Yes.
and that was one of the videos. I think I said like something about banging a girl, or like Batman said that he banged a girl or something like that, right? And then they took it off, and then I restored it. I mean, I appealed it, and then they restored it. And then I guess I wasn't violating any community guidelines. I don't know. It's specific wording and things that you have to avoid. Like, you can't say if porn, the word porn is written on TikTok, they'll take the video down. But if you write like PONR to disguise it in a sense, they'll keep it on. It's kind of like you have to work
Got it.
around their weird rules. It's a pretty sensitive app, and it makes sense because a lot of these kids on the app are like 13 and below.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy. A lot of young kids get on that app and watch these, and that's how it goes viral because it's like a lot of young people are watching it, not too many old people, especially on TikTok.
I mean, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of ages on TikTok.
Really?
Like, yeah, I've been recognized by old people and I've been recognized by young.
Do really walking around, have you ever been recognized?
100%, yeah.
Oh, wow. How
In
is that?
Orange County.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
dope.
Yeah, people will be like, "Yo, are you on TikTok?" I'll be like, "Holy shit." Like, yeah. It's happened a few times, and I mean, it's pretty cool, man. But I mean, it's just the beginning. You can't really you got to take it with a grain of salt, if that makes sense.
Yes. What do you mean by that?
Like, I feel like people get their head riled up in social media fame when you have all these followers, but it's like, what are you gonna do with them? If that makes sense, like, yeah, you have a lot of following, but there's so many people with tons of followers. I've seen people on TikTok who do the exact same dance or will do the exact same gimmick, and it'll get them a million followers. They're literally doing nothing, but that's what that's what I don't know. That's what's gaining their following, and they let the attention get to their head. So for me, it's like, this is just the beginning. I want to take it. I want to take it somewhere. So that's the goal for me.
Where are you thinking of taking it?
I mean, I would love to be on stage as a comedian. Right now I'm taking this master class with Steve Martin. He's a comedian actor. I'm sure you've seen him before.
Yes.
Um,
White hair?
yeah, exactly. He's always been old.
Yes, always.
Yeah, but he's solid. His class is pretty solid, and it's just giving me perspective. And I've signed up for this class by Gary Katzman. This Persian comedian on TikTok recommended me to him, and her name's Melissa Shoshahi. She said my friend Gary Katzman has this class. Are you there, bro? Your screen is frozen.
I'm here. Here. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. But can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, then yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah, so there's this comedian on TikTok. She's on stage a lot, and she's an actress, and she's also a content creator, and I really like her stuff. So I just hit her up and said, "How'd you get into the comedy world?" And she gave me a little bit of background. She told me that she was bombing for 2 years in a row, and until she got good. And I was like, wow, this girl like literally went on stage all the time, just ate shit, and then she just got better progressively. And that's literally what the comedy game is all about. And Steve Martin said the same thing. I was watching Judd Apatow's class, same thing. So she recommended me one of this instructor out in Long Beach in LA. His name is Gary Katzman, and I'm gonna take his class and just kind of learn joke structure and learn more about being on stage and comedy, you know.
Gary Kasman, is that going to be a live class?
Well, he has live classes. I think they're out in like Santa Monica, but he also has online, and that's what I'm gonna do for now.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
easier.
I yeah for now. I mean, since I'm in Orange County, I'm not trying to. I can't commute every single day or twice a week even. It's just impossible. I work a lot, so
Yes. How long have you been in comedy?
I mean, it's been on and off, but it's always been with me. But consistently, I'd say about like almost 2 years now.
Okay. Did you pick it up with, so you said you went into TikTok April 2020.
Hmm.
Is that when you started picking up comedy again?
Exactly. Yeah.
That,
Exactly.
wow, that is honestly, you've come very far to do that in a
Thank you.
very short amount of time.
Thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome.
I'm I'm trying, man. It's a battle every day, honestly.
Yes, like you said, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people don't like what you put out, but it's kind of crazy, you know, you can say something and then it can be banned immediately,
Hmm.
and you have to battle, like you said, to get your content out there into the world, and sometimes you have to play by their rules too.
Yeah, it's shitty, man. But I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna be. I don't want to be one of those guys that takes it so far, who doesn't give a shit and gets their account banned and lose everything that they worked for, and then they have to get back on TikTok and ask for all those followers back. Like I'll see a lot of those pages where they used to be big, and then they'll be like, "Hey, follow my new page. I was banned at 100,000, or I was banned at 200,000." That happened to Nima Nas, actually, who's actually one of my favorite content creator comedians out right now. He's Persian. He's hilarious.
Niman
And
Nas.
Nima Nas, yeah, look him up.
All right, I'll look him up.
I don't know
I
if you've
haven't
seen him
seen him.
before. He's so funny. And yeah, they banned him at like 150K. And then his fans, they loved him so much that they just hit up TikTok and said, "Hey, bring that account back. We want that account back." And they just restored his account because of his fans.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it is. It is.
Is
But that's all.
TikTok, what were you gonna say?
That's also another reason why it's rewarding. Your fans keep you going, the followers keep you going.
I'm sure. How has it been for you? I mean, you say, you know, you don't want to let it get to your head, which is true, because like like you said, what are you gonna do with that, you know, with that 50K, 150K following?
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, plenty of people have it, but you know, so what, but I mean, there's still a lot of reward there, like getting recognized in the street, and personally, like someone like loving a video that you put out and relating to it. Like,
Of course.
how has that been?
I mean, it's been that the little moments, just interacting with the followers and seeing how they feel uh, towards your video and towards your content. That's really cool. Like I've had people tell me, like, "Hey, like I just got a comment today, like, hey, my day was super shitty, and then I watched this, and my day completely changed." And it was like, wow, that's cool. That, like you said, it's really rewarding, and it keeps you going. It puts a smile on your face, and kind of makes you think that, like, I mean, this might be weird to say that you kind of have like an obligation, you know, to keep it going and to keep these people entertained. And it's it's one thing that's been pretty, like you said, rewarding. I had one guy hit me up telling me that he's suicidal and that my content keeps him going every day. I was like, hey man, I didn't even know what to say, honestly. It was an insane message. And I just said, hey man, keep it going. Tomorrow's a new day, and you can push through it. It's all about your mindset. And I mean, I don't know if that really did anything, but just hearing what he said was I was speechless for a few minutes, honestly.
Wow. I mean, that's cool that he, you know, trusted you and said that to you and appreciated your content that much.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It
Yeah,
was
that's insane.
all right.
That's like, have you seen Stan or listened to Stan, the Eminem
Yeah, yeah,
song?
the Eminem song, yeah. Like that obsessed fan, yeah. Yeah. I was like, damn, man, I don't even know what to say to this shit.
Wow. So how how do you come up with a character? Like you you said you don't have one character
Hmm.
and you think people like, and I understand that some people, they want the same thing at the
Yeah,
same place. They don't want like, yeah, because you have two different things. Like one Persian, one's way more like
dark.
drug. Yeah, one's
Yeah.
way more dark. And so like how do you come up with like what's your process to come up with a character
Um,
or a scene?
well, majority of it's based off of kind of things that I've seen and things I've been through. And the other like I would say that's 75%. The other 25% would be just things I'm playing around with. Um, like for example, things I'm playing around with. Yesterday, I made this video of interviewing rappers today, and rappers today they're usually drugged out and they're usually on alcohol, and in their interview you can barely understand them because they all the one they talk with a lot of slang, and two they're clearly on drugs. So I was making fun of this of today's rappers, and I thought like that, right? So that's something I'm playing around with. But in terms of like let's say a Persian character, I've been around the Persian community my whole life. My parents are Persian. OC is filled with Iranians, bro. Like it's nuts. And I find it so funny stereotyping the culture. I get a kick out of it. So it comes really natural to me to like just poke fun at the Iranian culture, the Persian culture, and it's all in fun. Like I love being Persian. I've had some people get on me and be like, "Why don't you speak Farsi in your videos?" Oh, this is not how all Iranians are. Why are you doing this? And it's like, it's a joke at the end of the day. Like a lot of them are
Yes.
super exaggerated, and a lot of it's based on my own parents. Like I have this one Persian mom character who screams a lot, and that's literally my mom. She screams at the top of her. Well, when I was younger, at least, she would scream at the top of her lungs. And obviously, there are some Persian moms and aunts and women like that, but definitely not all of them. I lost you again. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this like I have a weed character. I have this guy who's addicted to cocaine. Like I used to be, I used to sell drugs. So I've seen a lot of stoners, I've seen a lot of addicts, and you know, it was just part of the game. I didn't want to get a job, so I thought, how can I make money? And that was a good way of making money for me. And I saw so much, so that's also something that added to the character. And I was a huge stoner from like 15 to 25.
Wow. And how
I'm
old are you?
27. I'm 27 now.
Okay. So 2 years.
Yeah, that shit. I mean, it works for some people, like they function off of it, but for me, it would just start to slow me down year after year, and now I was battling it even after 25, because like I had phases where I'll have the bong in the home or I won't have the bong in the home, but now it's just completely done.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's pretty crazy. You sold drugs?
Definitely.
How, how was that? And how long did you do that?
Um, I sold a little bit of weed in high school, stopped, but then when I moved in, well, my dad moved me out of my mom's. I had kind of like this. There was like a family friend who had nowhere to stay, and he came to live with us because we were sheltering him. He had nowhere to go, and he was a troubled kid, and he was a drug dealer, and he he says, "Bro, you're a fucking bum. You do nothing. Learn how to make some money." And I was like, he's fucking right. And I didn't want to get a job. Like I said, I was a stoner. I was out partying, so focused on girls and everything you just shouldn't be focusing on. So I got into it. I started selling weed, and I think I was 21. I was like 20, 21, and I probably went from 21 to 26, where I was selling weed and other things,
Wow.
Adderall.
And so dang. And how was that experience?
Uh, I mean, it was a way of making money. I was making a decent amount of money. But I never really like saved any of it. I was an idiot. I was so stoned out of my mind. Like I would spend it like my ex-girlfriend, I spent it all on her and trips. We went to New York, we went to San Fran, we went to Vegas, we went to San Diego, we went to LA, we went so many places, and all of that was off of the money I was making through weed and miscellaneous.
Wow. Dang.
That's literally I just had fun with it. Like I don't have a dime from it. I don't have a fucking dime from it.
Dang. That sounds like a lot of fun though.
It was fun. It was stressful. I was looking over my shoulder a lot. Uh, but I just thought, you're in Orange County, you're not going to get caught. And I was really small time. Like I didn't fuck around with anything in large amounts. I just refused. I didn't want to go to jail. And I mean, police don't really fuck around with small time guys. That's just a fact. It's just a waste of time for them. Unless you get yourself caught, pretty much, unless you put yourself in a really vulnerable position. And I woke up one day and I said, fuck this. You have to focus on other things. And I could have kept going. I still had clients. Uh, but I just thought, it's time to level up and put this behind you.
Nice.
No longer looking over my shoulder. No longer worried about clients who are like fiends,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
That's scary.
Worrying about their well being and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Um, Yeah, it's crazy talking about it, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
Wow. That is crazy. That's like, oh, that's stressful, like you said. It
Yeah,
to because you have to look over your shoulder and I've heard some nightmare stories of like simple things, supposedly simple scenarios gone
going bad.
terribly. Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, wow. And that is so safety is the primary. I mean, it's illegal too, like you said as well. Going to jail would just be awful.
It would ruin everything. I mean, and like I have to call my dad to bail me out, and like I'm not trying to do that.
No, that
You
would,
know,
yeah.
that would crush him. He
That's not what?
he just recently had a scare. Like he had to have emergency heart surgery. His like artery punctured. It was pretty bad, and he had like a, I don't know, 1 to 20% chance of living, something like that, and he survived. So like if he caught me doing some shit like that, he'd die on the spot.
Oh, wow. Well, that's awesome that he survived. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations. But yeah,
Thank you.
I yeah, you don't want to stress him out too bad. But
Yeah.
does he know about like your past or
He doesn't know all of it. He knows a little bit of it.
okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like he knows I was selling weed.
and you so but he also knows you put that behind you too.
Say that again?
He knows you put that life behind you.
Yeah, he does.
I'm sure he's super proud of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he is.
That's not easy.
No, I mean, like I said, I could have kept the money going, and you know, I'm much smarter now. I could have saved it and like but it's not worth it. None of it's worth it.
Nice.
Especially the people you're interacting with,
The
and
crowd.
like the crowd, the plug that you have to go to, the connect. Those guys are fucking crazy, man.
I bet what's crazy about them?
I've just met a lot of like I wasn't just selling weed. So I've met a lot of people who are in that business who live crazy lifestyles, drug addicts, um, and I thought I was looking over my shoulder, but these people are like way different. So it's just being in that environment, seeing the people that they hang around. It's like, oh my god, that was what would worry me the most.
Oh man. Yeah, the cuz that's I'm sure that's if it's the level above you, that's a lot of drugs then.
Hmm.
So, if there's a lot of drugs there, there's probably a lot of people there too.
Yeah, and just you kind of become not one of them, but you're in that circle in a sense. So
Yes.
it's just it was a weird time, that's for sure.
Damn.
My ex was worried about me.
Really?
I remember she wanted me to stop. Same with my brother. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Dang. And it you had one individual who was from a rough path, who had a rough, time past. He came into your house. He was in this lifestyle
Hmm.
and then pretty much got you into the scene as well.
Hmm. Exactly. Taught me everything about it.
Wow. That's crazy. And what's the age range there? You're 21 to 25. What's the age of most of the people that you're around?
Um, Same thing, same age.
Okay.
I think I had some people that were like 30 and above, but not too many.
Wow. Most people were okay.
In the same age range, yeah. And
S-
there were people I trusted to a certain extent.
What do you mean trusted?
Kind of like most of them, not all of them, I knew them.
Got it. Okay. Like not just as people that you bought and sold drugs from.
Well, bought, I that's different, but sold, most of the people I sold to, I kind of knew on some sort of a level, or I knew their friend, I knew the person who referred them, stuff like that.
Got it. Okay. I understand. Dang, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm happy I'm done.
Yeah, I'm happy you're done too. What have you been, so what happened? So after you left, like, you know, what what did you do from there? How did you like
I got a job.
you just got a job? What type of job?
Well, I thought, since I'm in this industry of trying to make people laugh and trying to work on my craft to get into something flexible. So I got into the restaurant industry. And a lot of people, they take their work home with them because, they're there for long hours and it stresses them out to the point where when they get home, they're really stressed.
Yes.
I wanted to work somewhere where I could leave the work there, or at least a majority of it. And the restaurant business has helped me do that because it's so stressful while you're there. It's insanely stressful. But when you leave, you get to come home and, you know, just do what you need to do. And so far, it's working out. The money is not great. I mean, it's shit. But I mean, that's kind of on me too. Like I started off as an expo. It's just some guy in the back. I was doing work in the back, and now I'm a server.
Nice.
So I'm making more money as a server. But I'm only working 25 hours a week because I'm trying to come home and do what is more important, and that's working on my content, working on my craft. Like I'm trying to learn how to write stand-up jokes, which has been really challenging, and I'm not going at it every day like I should. I've been prioritizing my content, so I've been trying to find a balance. But yeah, like, to answer your question, I got a job, man, and the money was definitely nowhere near uh, what I was originally doing with like selling weed. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You're not looking over your shoulder so much.
Yeah, exactly. And it took a lot of time out of my day, honestly.
Really, because you're running like a small business pretty much.
Literally, yeah, yeah. Like I was looking in my account and I was looking at what was coming in every month because your Chase account lets you know that. And I was just baffled as to what I was depositing each month. I was like, what? Because I was always at zero at the end of the month. Like I was such an idiot with my money, I just spent it all. Um, but it's nowhere near the money I'm making right now. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, trade-offs. You're not
Yeah,
surrounded by,
sacrifice.
yes, sacrifice. Dang,
You're frozen again.
I'm
Am I
frozen.
frozen?
No, you're not frozen, which is good. I don't know why this keeps freezing. I have two computers that I uh do this podcast with, and this one actually kind of freezes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right.
All right, it's real.
Sweet. Damn. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of crazy to have to start from the beginning. That must have been a tough decision.
Honestly, it wasn't tough at all.
Really?
It
You
wasn't tough at all because I wasn't under my dad's like support anymore. I had to figure out a way to pay my rent and show income on my taxes and whatnot. So like selling drugs wasn't gonna do that for me. Like it's just I would have found a way to pay the rent, but like how would I document it really, if that makes sense?
got
You
it.
know, like no job. Where am I getting all this money from? And also, like I thought, what's more important? Your life or just this petty drug game that you're in. So I wanted my life to be more important.
Nice. That's okay. Wow. I Really easy.
It was very easy. Just dropping it all, yeah, definitely. I mean, money wise, it sucked, but I mean, decision wise, knowing that I had to do what I had to do, I did it.
Okay. And so when you stopped, you started creating content again.
No, no. So while I was creating content, I was still selling.
Got it.
But that was also another reason I was like, listen, like you have a huge following right now and you have to prioritize this. So that was another reason that made it super easy. It was just like just drop it. Of course
Nice.
it of course like it was on my mind for months before I actually dropped it. So maybe it wasn't as easy as I'm making it out to be, but the day I decided well, this is done, I just dropped it like cold turkey.
Nice. Okay. That's good. Then you haven't been wavering. Some people, if they're really into it, if it, you know, drove them,
I
I think
seesaw.
seesaw. Yeah, exactly. They'd seesaw in and out. Like they'd just get back
I
in.
lost you.
You lost
Somehow
me?
Siri got in there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
The fuck? All right.
Nice.
I don't know what happened. Somehow Siri got involved when I said seesaw, and then it all froze.
Wow. Damn. Yes. Siri. Those AirPods, they can go crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's good you haven't seesawed.
Yeah.
And yeah, wow. I didn't realize that you did that. That's a pretty gnarly life experience.
Yeah. I mean, people you know even hit me
I
up.
oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I 100% sure. And it's you know, what do you think about the legalization of all drugs?
I mean, it sounds good, but like, I mean, politically, I don't know. It's something I can't really speak on. Like, are they going to build shelters? Are they going to build places where people can recover? Um, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I
are they just going to legalize drugs and then fuck it after that? Like, all right, all drugs are legal. I know in places, or at least I shouldn't say I know, where I've heard and I've read that in places where drugs are legal, the crime is lower and it works. Um, but honestly, I don't know too much about it, and I don't know what would happen if all drugs were legalized in America. That just sounds. I feel like not that I feel like I know They America, they have some sort of involvement in this whole drug game. They make money off of it themselves.
Someone's making money for sure.
Yeah, this whole war on drugs thing, like our prison system is filled with petty ass crimes because prison labor is crazy. Like they are the prison labor in America, they make so many things.
What
Uh,
I've heard that. Do you know an example of things that they make?
yeah, I just saw a TikTok video on it the other day. Here, let me look at it. I'm not gonna turn the sound on, but I sent it to my buddy. Let's see. I hope this is not fucked up what I'm doing here. Okay, here. Okay. Okay.
Labor or prisons. But in America, you can almost say, if you were so minded, that they reinvented the slave trade. They produce, for example, 100% of
Okay, 100% of all military helmets,
all military helmets,
ammunition belts, bulletproof vests,
vests, ID tags, and other
ID tags, and other items.
items. 93%
93% of domestically produced paints come from prison.
domestically produced paints, 36% of home appliances.
36 of home appliances, just an example. Like,
That's
and it's
crazy.
it's pretty much slave labor. And there's a big reason why people get locked up for petty ass crimes. It's because that prison system is a money system.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know too much about it, so
No.
that's what I yeah.
There's definitely incentives there because if someone's getting cheap labor, to create products that they make off of it, there's an incentive for them to keep that system rolling.
Mhm.
Wow. And
Yeah,
so,
so I don't know if legalizing drugs would be a good thing for America.
yes, I've have you I actually just listened to a podcast. Have you seen the tents popping up all around? Like Los Angeles, there's like
Hmm.
tents on the street.
Yeah, dude, I've been to Los Angeles. I've seen it. It's worse. LA had a bad homeless problem. It's worse now
Really?
since the pandemic. Since the pandemic, for sure, yeah. And that's a big reason why you see all these videos on social media. Leave California. California's disgusting, and all this bullshit that people are trying to spew. But I mean, California's going through it right now. That's for sure.
California is going through it, but I mean, I think you love California too. Like I love
I'd
California.
never, I'd never leave.
No.
Never leave. I'll visit. I'll go on a vacation. There's so many places I want to vacation, but this is where I'm gonna live for sure.
Would you live in Florida?
Fuck no. I've been there.
What's the reason you say that?
Well, I've been to Miami. I haven't been to Florida necessarily. I've been in a part of Florida which is Miami, and it's a crazy party town, and literally the city never sleeps. Like it's like I know New York has that saying, but Miami never sleeps. I left the club at 7 a.m. in Miami. It was
Really?
insane. Yeah, like it's just Miami's fucking insane. Everyone's partying, everyone's trying to act like there's somebody. But and reason why I wouldn't live there is because the weather is just insane, man.
Really? With the
Like
humidity and the hurricanes?
it was hot as shit. It was humid as shit. And then next thing you know, thunderstorm
Damn.
out of nowhere. So definitely not. I would not live there. Great, great,
Thunderstorm.
great place to vacation, but fuck no, dude. I'm packing up my bags and shit, and then it starts pouring, and then it ended in like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's just the weirdest weather.
Dude, that's that tropical weather.
Yeah. And I had so many mosquito bites when I
Oh,
came home. That's
that
when you
sucks.
originally hit me up to do the podcast. I was like, bro, I'll be back and we'll do it. But then I don't know what happened.
Yes, just kind of time. I never hit you up after that till like a couple weeks ago.
Hmm.
Damn. Mosquito bites suck.
Dude, I was bit all over, man. They were sucking the life out of me.
Damn. Well, yeah, maybe not Florida, but California is a great place, dude. It got really shit on this last like 2 years.
Yeah, like I said, LA, man, like downtown is there's more homeless, but they're building a shelter. They're building a huge shelter in downtown.
Really?
Yeah, and right next to Skid Row. And my friend who's a lawyer was telling me that they would have like classes inside of the shelter, um, where they try and get people out of that homeless state and get them back on their feet. And they would have like little shacks where people could, you know, pretty much live. They have like little rooms where people will bunk. And I mean, it sounds like a good idea. And it's a huge shelter, and they're building it right now. I don't know when it's gonna be up and running,
Do you
but
know where it is?
it's a start. I'm pretty sure it's close to Skid Row in downtown.
Okay. Wow, that's okay. That's prime real estate.
Yeah, it's a huge building, man.
Wow.
I'll send you the link on Instagram if I find it again.
All right, thank you. I I listened to a podcast like yesterday, and it was about meth and fentanyl. And
Jesus, yeah.
yes, and they were saying that like meth became big in 1998, and then
Hmm.
there was this certain type of meth made out of pseudoephedrine, uh, and it's like this over-the-counter pill. And then they found out meth was made out of that, and but it was like with this meth, the pseudoephedrine meth, you could like function. You could be a functioning meth user with this meth, and you wouldn't deteriorate for like five or more years.
Hmm.
But that
Yeah, there's like a lot of factory workers who use that shit, function off of it.
really
Yeah, heroin, same thing.
factory workers. What's the reason you say factory workers?
I've seen it on in like documentaries and other things that you randomly watch. Places in America where people will use meth and surprisingly heroin in those kinds of jobs, like union jobs and like hard labor jobs, even.
Wow. And those drugs have a lot of drug testing too.
Hmm. There's ways around that though. That's easy.
Yeah, I guess. And and oh, but after, so as I was saying, after like 2008, they made that ingredient illegal, and they started coming out with this new meth, P2P, and that like the one before made you social and like want to talk, and this new stuff makes you like psychotic,
Like a tweaker.
like a tweaker, an
Hmm.
immediate like. And this guy in the podcast made the argument that all of these tents come up because these meth users need to like be somewhere by themselves, and the tent is the easiest way to be by yourself.
Isolation.
Yes,
Interesting.
because the tents weren't around like 10 years ago. Like even like, do you remember them?
I mean, it's tough to say. Like, maybe like one or two, but not like how it is right now. They are all tented up.
Yes.
It's like It's like they say, all right, this is my home. I'm gonna post up on the block right here, and like nobody's doing anything about it.
No one's doing anything about it. Well, it's like I heard they used to put those people in psychotic wards too. Like,
Over here in Irvine, like if where I live specifically, if there's a homeless person or someone begging for money on the street, they'll pick him up and take him to Santa Ana.
really? And just drop them
That's
off
what I've heard. That's
drop
what I've
them
heard.
off?
Yeah, I don't know if that's legit or anything, but that's what I've heard.
That's crazy. It's a
Yes,
yeah,
Santa Ana is pretty ghetto.
it's very ghetto.
It's gotten worse.
Since the pandemic or since when?
Definitely. Yeah.
How's it gotten worse?
I mean, just I'm hearing a lot of gang shit. Just a lot of
Really?
gang shit. Yeah. Maybe it's always been like that, but I don't know. That's just what I've been hearing.
Dude, it is a pretty ghetto spot and rough rough area.
Yeah, it's crazy how I mean LA, OC and like there's nice parts and then there's ghetto parts. You can just go 5 minutes down or 10 minutes down and you're in the ghetto.
Yes. Or you're in like some luxurious like neighborhood.
What's up?
Or like you're either in the ghetto or you're in some like luxurious neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's so many nice spots around here.
Yes, there are. I forgot. I was gonna ask something, but I forgot what I was gonna ask.
It's all good.
Yes. California is in a weird spot though, with this homeless population and then like I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, can't stay on top forever, and like things are gonna happen.
Yes.
And we just had the recall that failed. I mean, it's normal. It's normal. Like, what can you do? Like at the end of the day, I just think about like how small we are individually. It's tough to give all your attention to it in terms of California and even just what's going on today. It's like I don't want to say there's nothing you can do about it, but I mean, I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm rambling.
No, I understand. And yeah, there's not nothing, but it would take a lot of effort and a lot of time. I think
Yeah.
now that the lockdowns are at least probably never going to come back, at least for this pandemic, everyone's a lot more relaxed.
Yeah. Once the mask mandate was taken down in June, people like took off their masks immediately, and it was pretty refreshing just to see someone's face,
Yes.
even though people are still wearing masks, which is understandable. We're still in a pandemic, but I could tell like there was like it. We kind of got back to normal so fast. Like people forgot that the masks were there because it was just like, all right, let's just put it behind us. Let's get out there. Let's go to the restaurant. Let's go to the gym. Let's get back to our lives. And people did it so fast, which was just kind of cool. I'm not sure if LA still has a mask mandate. I know they like took it off and then brought it back. I know they have mandatory vaccines in like restaurants and gyms, but I don't know if it's for all of them.
San Diego and OC seem to be chilling. They don't really I mean, I went to Colorado too and it no one cared there.
Hmm.
How was Miami
In terms of COVID,
in terms of masks and
um, Airport, you have to wear a mask. But outside of the airport, nobody gave a shit.
Damn.
It's a party city. I mean, it's
It never
Miami was
sleeps.
wild. Yeah, Miami was wild. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Beautiful, beautiful girls, like insanely beautiful girls.
Damn. That sounds nice.
It was. Yeah.
Wow. So dealing behind you and content creation moving forward.
Mhm.
Any visions for the future or for the near future, or any things that you want to get accomplished that
Yeah, I would love to be like I said earlier, on stage. That's why I'm currently learning or trying to learn how to write jokes and see if I can do it, see if I like it. I would love, I need to go to, they say the only way you get better at stand-up comedy is just by stage time. So I need to get on stage. That's a goal of mine. Um, I'd love to be in movies
oh yes.
because what I'm looking at, I do a lot of characters in my content, and it's kind of like acting in a sense.
Yes. It
Um,
is.
like someone I met who is an actor or actress, I should say. She asked me, she's like, "So are you an actor?" And I didn't want to say yes because I felt like it was like me spitting on all people who actually have had acting classes and who have done that and who have lived that life. So I said no, but I do create content and I do make characters. I like to act, but I don't want to call myself an actor. So I mean, that's another goal. Movies, you know, maybe even YouTube. I'm
Like
gonna have to,
create your own channel.
yeah, because I would like to monetize my my content in a sense. Like right now, TikTok is paying me to make content, but it's like a very small amount. It's not anything really. Like there's money in my account balance, but I haven't touched any of it. So yeah, maybe YouTube. I just have to invest in that part of myself. Like I'd have to like I make all my videos on my phone. It doesn't really take much effort for me to make a video in terms of like editing and camera angles and stuff. They're just kind of like mini monologues. Um, so I would have to learn about the YouTube game, about the camera game, the angles, the editing, spend hours on all of it, and spend money on all of it. So it's a it's a constant grind. My brain is
Yes.
always taking me in so many directions, and it's like sometimes you can only focus on so many things. So it's something I'm gonna have to figure out.
Yes, dude. Focusing only on so many things if you want to do it like well, which I'm sure you want to do. And yeah, it's not simple creating like YouTube style content,
Hmm.
syncing video with audio. I mean, that's why I like doing it over Google Meets instead
Hmm.
of like in person, because in person, syncing video and audio is tough. And then
Yeah, I tried it. I tried doing a podcast for like a month and I gave up because of the whole editing process. I was like, and I just didn't necessarily like it at the time. I was like, I really don't have much to talk about. So
I
it was an
understand.
experiment.
Nice. When did you do that?
Right before I started making TikToks,
Okay.
it was like early 2020, pandemic shut down. Me and my brother were just sitting around goofing off. I decided to, fuck around with the podcast. Uh, we called it the Puck Boy Fodcast.
Boy
It's-
podcast.
it was his idea. Um, and it was just, I mean, my brother ended up getting like a new job, so he couldn't continue with the podcast. It was just conflicting with time or conflicting with our schedules. So it just didn't work out. And then it just ended up being just me. And I just thought, let's just put it to the side for now. Maybe one day I'll start it up again. I don't know. Another thing, voice acting. I would really like to do voice acting.
Oh, like over some like anime?
Yeah, like cartoons, commercials, uh, fuck it. I mean, anything.
Dude, you could have
I
a great voice. What made you think
yeah,
of that?
because like I look at my videos and most of my videos I'm not using my regular voice. Like, and actually all of them really.
Yes.
Like I have a different voice in every single video. Like people will comment on my TikToks and they'll be like, "I want to hear your real voice. How do you actually?" I've made a few videos where I'm talking how I would normally talk, but most of my videos I'm like impersonating somebody,
Yes, like a
some accents, some, you know what I'm saying?
yes. You have all your characters have their own, like either the dark guys like or the girl,
Yeah,
or the
yeah, exactly.
Persian dad or the Persian mom too. It's like
Hmm.
that's not your real voice.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny when I do the Persian mom, my brother says I sound exactly like my mom.
Dude, Persian moms love to scream.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not the only one.
No, you're not, dude. I mean, I can for sure relate, and I bet you I'm not the only one who can relate too.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely not because of all the comments I see. They're like, dude, this is my mom. And just in the Middle Eastern culture in general, like I've seen so many comments.
Really, outside of Iranians, like,
Oh, yeah. Arabs, for sure. I've had a lot of Mexican people, Hispanic people, not just Mexicans, Hispanics hit me up and be like, I didn't know our cultures were so similar. And I mean, you learn something new every day.
that's funny. Yeah, you learn something new every day, dude. Wow. Well, I hope, you you can get on stage and do I know you said you prioritize your content, but if you could get on stage, that'd be pretty exciting.
That's the next goal, man. I mean, content is great. Social media is great. I'd like to learn, like, I'm gonna have to learn how to monetize it because if I can do that, then I can quit my day job and then I can, focus on getting on stage. Well, I honestly, I have to just, I'm gonna have to do it both at the same time. Like, I have to do open mics in order to get good. I'm gonna have to get booed off stage in order to get good. And
Yes.
I can do that while I'm broke. It's not a big deal. Like I just have to sack up. I've written some stuff. It's not it's not amazing, but when I say it out loud, I realize like what kind of personality I could bring to the stage. And you're supposed to watch other comedians too to analyze them and see how you can kind of take bits and pieces from each comedian. And these guys like I was watching Dave Chappelle's new special the other day and I lost it. He's honestly the greatest. So like, you know, it's these guys, they most of them they'll be on stage for like 5 years without seeing anything. And then they'll somehow start getting good. They'll somehow start getting prioritized by the comedy club owner. And then next thing you know, you're an opener for a big time comedian in that area or in the country. So that's the goal for sure.
Dude, good luck with that.
Thank you, man.
And when it happens, you definitely have to let everyone know. Post it on your Instagram.
Oh, for sure. Like part of part of the content is, showing your brand and showing what you do throughout the day and like interacting and because that's how you meet people, like a
Yes.
follower will want to be like, "Oh, I want to help this guy. Like let me introduce him to this guy." Like. I had a girl the other day like trying to get me on a reality TV show. She says, "I have all the hookups and like I can get you this, I can get you that." And like. So,
Would you do
and
that?
I've never even met this person. She was just trying to help me out. I
Wow.
mean, yeah, I would do it. I would do a reality show. Why not? Anything to get your foot in the door, right? Like,
Yes.
I need more experience. I need to get out of Orange County. Like, I fucking love and hate this place at the same time. Like, love it because my friends are here. It's so beautiful. And like, I grew up here. But I also hate it because it's just so, it's like, it's like a bubble,
Yes, it is.
and
Especially South
there's
Orange
not,
County.
there's not much room for growth. I feel like I'm in the NBA bubble in 2020 and I
Yes.
can't get out, like,
You're stuck in Orlando.
yeah, yeah, bro, fuck. Like I need to save up and get out of here. And I've been saying it for a while, and it's just, hopefully this coming May when my lease ends, I'll have enough money and just enough confidence to just say fuck it and just go to LA because that's where shit's happening and
Yes.
that's where you need to be. Like I'd love to be in improv classes and learning with other people that are doing the same thing you're doing because that's the only way you're going to gain more perspective. Like right now, like
Yes.
I love my friends, but none of them are in the field that I'm in. I have one
No.
friend that's I have one friend that's in a similar has similar aspirations. He's a musician, and this guy is crazy. Like he's a big reason why like I have decided to do with what I want to do because he's so talented and he goes after it every single day and he has a sales job but at the same time on his downtime he's working on music like all the time and he's a killer like
What type of music?
I'll tag you in his stuff. His name is his Instagram link is Marv underscore Ali and he likes making like funk R&B sound beats. He kind of has his own genre. Like it's
That's huge.
like he can make hip hop, he can make funk, he can make R&B, he can make soul. Like he's like I kind of left this part out of the interview that we're having, but before I started doing TikTok, I got back into rapping
Wow.
and I made so much music with him. He's like my best friend. We made so much music. We released 2 songs, but we probably made like 100. And I was getting really, really good.
Okay.
I mean, it just like I wouldn't really work on music outside of him and I hanging out. We would hang out, I would write music, I'd be stoned out of my mind, and we'd make like a fire track, or at least we thought it was good. And but outside of that, I wouldn't really write. And he was always encouraging me to write outside of our hangouts, but I never did. And I think it was because I had one foot in, one foot out. And it's always because I wanted to do comedy more than anything. And that's something I would love to get back into one day too. Just kind of like hip hop. There's something about rapping that's like really cool to me.
Dude, it's
Even though
dope.
like even though I'm from Orange County and I have no business being a rapper, but like it's cool. It's
Dude,
cool.
you lived some shit. You done some stuff. There's some things you can rap about, and you've got some insight on things.
Yeah, that's what I was rapping about, honestly.
What what was your raps about?
The drug game, girls, money, bullshit, really, but that's just what would come out.
People like that, and it's fun. It's fun stuff. You sound like you had fun during it.
Oh my God, it was so much fun. And whenever I go back and listen to some of the tracks, especially towards the end when we were pretty seasoned and kind of knew what we were doing, they sound really good. And I'm
Nice.
kind of upset that I didn't drop any of them, but I mean, it is what it is. Maybe one day I'll go back and get back in the studio. I had a studio in my crib. Like I was living in Laguna Niguel. It was it was like a big, it was like the 3 bedroom house, but the downstairs was pretty big. And we had like this kind of like this tent with curtains. And I originally wanted to make a YouTube channel using that tent, but we said, fuck it, let's just build a studio in here. And my buddy would bring his mic, his speakers, all his equipment, and we would just run it to the ground in that place. And like for like 2 years, maybe a year and a half, I was doing that.
Damn. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, 2018 to about early 2020. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And then that also, so he's one of your only friends with like the same types of aspirations, but everyone else
Yeah.
in OC kind of has their own thing going.
Yeah, like I have 2 friends that are lawyers. Um, I have one friend who's in commercial real estate. My brother is in sales. He is a loan officer. And most of my acquaintances that I run across from time to time are in these type of jobs. And it's not a knock at all on any of them. Like I respect them and their craft. It's just I could never see myself in that type of environment. Like this is do or die for me. I don't have a
Nice.
plan B. I don't have a plan B,
Nice. That's kind of
you
scary,
know?
but I mean, that puts you all in. There's you can't fuck around really.
Thing is, it's like the Persian culture is like always having security, always having a plan B, always kind of knowing what your next step is going to be. And I really don't give a shit about any of that.
Nice. That's
Like I want to just do what tells me and what my heart tells me to do.
wow. I hope you're successful in that.
Thank you, man.
Well, Keon, it's been a great podcast. Do you have any last words you'd like to tell everybody or anything you'd like to say?
No, man, I thank you for having me on. This was fun, and I hope I didn't ramble too
No.
much. And I know I talk a lot. I talk a lot, so I appreciate you having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
You too.